Hey and welcome to the MX-5 guide on Oran Park Raceway and iRacing. This is one of the hardest tracks of the season, so don't be too stressed when you're a few seconds away from my pace. Your highest priority should be to get confident on the track and keep the car on it to consistently finish your races. Once you are confident, you can start to push for lower lap times, but always keep in mind that this track requires a lot of experience and practice, so try to set reachable goals for yourself and enjoy the upcoming week. If you want some assistance during your practice sessions, then you can practice against my ghost car. I've uploaded all my lab files to the community Discord, which is linked in the description down below. Stick to the right edge of the track when you are driving on the main straight and look out for the end of the pit wall. Once you reach it, you want to turn in towards the upcoming inside curb. Hit the brakes as soon as your wheels touch the curb. Let the car swing to the outside of the track and prepare to shift all the way down into first gear. This spot can be very tricky for beginners because you will brake in a sideways motion, which can make it really hard to keep the car in balance and not spin. If you are struggling around here, then I would recommend you to brake a bit sooner, take lower risks and focus on a clean turn. Let the car swing to the outside curb, and I'm also manually blipping the throttle here when I shift into first gear. This gives me a bit more grip on the rear and makes the car more stable. Aim for a tight apex, but avoid touching the inside curb because it's quite steep and will unsettle your car. You also want to be quite aggressive on the throttle because the turn is opening up towards the exit and gives you enough space to accelerate. Approach the next turn on the left edge of the track and use the beginning of the curb or the pile of tires on the left side as marker for braking. Hit the brakes and shift down into first gear. Aim for a tight line around the apex, but again without touching the inside curb because it would unsettle your car. Use the tire barrier on the left side as marker for braking for the next turn. Give the brakes a short hard tap and shift down into first gear. The car will be thrown around a lot in this part, but just be patient, wait for it to settle in and aim for a clean line around the next inside curb. This curb is again pretty steep, so ideally you want to avoid it. If you attack it hard, it's almost guaranteed that you will spin. We want to use the bridge as marker to hit a good entry into the upcoming right-hander. You want to enter the bridge on the left edge of the track, lift when you reach it, and turn in towards the upcoming inside curb. Your car will rotate on the bridge, and once you reach the end of it, you want to step onto the throttle again and aim for a tight inside line. The next downhill right-hander is another very tricky and technical section. To hit the quickest line, it's crucial that you use all available space and drive onto the curb on the left side. You want to use the painted part of the curb as marker and hit the brakes shortly before you reach it. Stay in third gear and focus on hitting a clean line. Aim for an aggressive apex into this right-hander, which means that you want to go fully onto the curb and go flat out. When you did everything correctly in the previous turn, which means hitting a wide entry and attacking the previous curb, then you will barely be able to make this turn while staying still on the throttle. As you can see it on the screen, I can stay on the throttle and the car fits perfectly on the curb, but this also means that you need to be ready to make small corrections when you mess up the previous turn, because then you will need to dodge the incident point around here. Let the car swing to the right edge of the track and use the upcoming curb on the right side as marker for braking. You want to give the brakes a short hard tap and stay in third gear. Fully attack the inside curb and be early on the throttle to carry your speed onto the upcoming long straight. Approach the last turn on the right edge of the track, and I'm using the tire marks which you can see here as marker for braking. Hit the brakes hard and shift down into second gear. Since we are again heading onto a long straight, you want to be aggressive on the throttle again to make sure that you carry as much of your speed as possible towards the line. Enjoy the cockpit lap and please don't forget to leave a like. I wish you all the best for the next weekend. See you next time!